Hello everyone, my name is Garrett Oakamber, and I think it's about time I talked about Bannerlord. I really haven't had a chance to talk about it much other than referencing it, and that's the wrong clip, okay? That was a little cat with a piece of bread sticking his head through it. Bannerlord is Mount & Blade 2, and I am a huge fan of the series, which is ironic because it's not really a series at all. It's Mount & Blade, and then there was like an expansion or two for that. And then there was Mount & Blade War Band, which is basically a rehash of the same game, better, more stable and all that stuff. And they came out with a few expansions for that. They came out with Viking Conquest, which was the most recent addition to that family. So it's not truly a series or anything like that, but it's pretty close. But despite all this, Mount & Blade is a game or games that I enjoy quite much, and there are a variety of mods, many of which you'll see in this video. In this video you will not see actual Bannerlord footage because I neither have the permission to upload the actual live footage, nor do I want to incur the wrath of a company I love and adore. I didn't get into Mount & Blade until much later in the lifetime of the game. That's because 1, no one told me it existed, and 2, I was relatively new to PC gaming for a while. I had played on consoles for the longest time because I didn't have a computer that could play games, and then when I got one, I was focused on the games I already had. Literally, I rebought Left 4 Dead, and I got into Terraria and Minecraft and all that stuff, and I didn't really care about looking for new and interesting things. Boy, am I glad I did. Now I have a awesome PC rig that can handle pretty much every game under the sun. Got a brand new graphics card just recently, and yeah, so obviously Mount & Blade Bannerlord just got on my radar. I was very excited to hear about it a couple, a year or so back, and yeah, it's about here, and I would guess they're going to talk about a release date at E3. If they don't, they're really missing a window of opportunity, and it's going to disappoint a lot of people. At the very least, an early access, like they said they would be expressing their interest in doing. Anyhow, this video is talking about my hopes and expectations for this amazing game because I just haven't done one yet. I haven't done it. I meant to, and I haven't done it. I've done it with all these other games I love. Dying Light. I have a, first impressions, let's talk about it. Hellraid, which never even came out. And not to mention, first and foremost, Ark, which has become pretty popular on the channel for some reason or another. I don't know. So I guess I have to talk about this game. Damn right I have to. I've never been so into a game before as I have for this. I mean, okay, I guess that's a lie. It's State of Decay and Dying Light were games that I really wanted because the zombie genre needed them desperately. Now, in terms of medieval open-world role-playing sandbox, there is only one game that comes to mind, and that is Mount & Blade. There is no other game that falls under those categories, at least as openly as it can. When you say open world in Mount & Blade, you mean it quite literally. Why? Well, you have an entire worldscape to explore. You can do anything. You literally can do anything in Mount & Blade. And for me, that's what Bannerlord is going to really do well, if not probably the best game that we'll see in the next 10 years that does open world. I mean, yeah, you're going to move across the map like you're seeing here in Warband. This is the Warhammer mod that you're seeing right now. I just figured I'd splice in some of my older videos just to show off, some of the things you could do with Mount & Blade in case you lived under a rock, like I did. But the thing is, you're going to move across the world, and you can go to town, you can go to place, and you can essentially do whatever you want. Really, how else can I explain that to people? Do whatever you want. Do you want to cause a problem in a town? You start stealing. Do you want to, created a criminal organization? You can do that now. You couldn't do it before. You could be a bandit in the previous games, as you're seeing here. You could literally go into places and, you know, take people hostage, kill them, whatever you want. Tell people you're gonna commit highway robbery. Be like, hey, give me all your stuff. Yay. But the new game is going to take that to a whole new level. It's going to take be whoever you want, do whatever you want to a whole new level. Not to mention all the next-gen fun of breaking entire castle walls down. Not to mention the large-scale battles. Warband struggles to handle 100-something units on either side of the battlefield. The new game, Bannerlord, is so equipped for this, is so ready for this. On top of everything, there is an editor making mods, such as the ones you're seeing here, even more accessible. A built-in editor. You can literally just carve the world, shape it how you want. So, my opinion of this game, of Bannerlord, Mountain Blade 2, is that it is going to be, by far, the best medieval game. Let's just say medieval game, let's not get into all the other details about it, because there's really no other game that matches it. It's going to be one of the best games. If not the best game, best of show of E3, in my opinion. I mean, I could be blowing smoke here, you know, it could be a complete flop, it might not meet people's expectations. I think it is. I think it is going to meet them. I think it is going to meet the expectations. I don't think it's going to be a flop, that's what I mean to say. I believe that Bannerlord is going to be a superb game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm really just gushing in this video, I'm talking about it, and I want to play it so bad, and that's really why I'm doing it. I want to play it. I want to experience that awe and wonder, and I unfortunately didn't get the ability to go to E3. I would like to someday. It'd be nice. I'd like to make it a regular thing, but it's probably not going to happen. Despite that, I know what's going on right now, and I know that the game is getting, you know, a lot of questions answered. There's a lot of stuff happening with it, and then on the development side, I'm sure that they're doing things in the background right now to make sure the game is released as quickly as it can be, because I want to see Bannerlord not only succeed, but I want to see everyone playing it and having a wonderful time living their own little fantasy world. That's the point of these games. That's why it's a sandbox simulation, open world thing. You choose where your character goes from. You can start out as a peasant and move your way up to become a king, a lord. You could just basically be that random guy, that hero that everyone wants on their side, that roams around the territories saving people. Or you could be the scourge of the world and have your own merry band of assholes just killing everyone with no sense, rhyme, or reason. It's such a cool concept, and it's definitely a game we need as gamers that... Well, as gamers who enjoy open world, do-as-you-please sandbox. I just hit my keyboard, that wasn't good. Open world sandbox. If you enjoy a game that lets you have your own freedoms and do whatever the heck you please, that is definitely a game you want to look into. What are the pros and cons that I've seen with Bannerlord so far? It follows very closely with Warband. It is very similar, and that's because they worked on it a while back. They've been working on it now. It's one of those games that has had a long time to be developed. So you're not going to see something too radically different in terms of how the character moves, or, you know, how the entire system, the game progresses. You're going to be a level 0, whatever. You're going to have very limited skills early on, very limited friends. Your funds are almost non-existent. It's going to be very harsh. That's the point. So it's very similar in that regard. From there are some differences. You can make money illegally by taking on, you know, villagers and things like that. But you can go a step further with that with the crime factor. You can literally start a criminal enterprise. Or you could be the benefactors to the people. You can try to protect. You can try to manage. There's more economy in Bannerlord. And that is such a stark difference. Combat is similar but different. It's smoother, looks nicer. The first person, they have purposefully not shown much first person at all. Why? On purpose. It looks great. They're not doing it because it's bad. They're not showing it on purpose because it looks fantastic and they want people to ask, is there first person? They want the first few videos they see on YouTube, because that's what everyone does now. They want to see exactly what's happening with the game. They want people to be so stunned by how nice everything looks, the perspective, the glinting of the metal against the sunlight. They want to see the blood sprays, at first-person quality, flying over just as you're hacking into some poor bastard's neck. It's beautiful. The game is beautiful. I'm talking about someone getting their head chopped off, but it's beautiful. It is beautiful in the game. The way they've made the game. The weather effects. Don't get me started on the weather effects. They're gorgeous, and it's coming with an editor. The built-in editor is going to allow modders to do so many unique things. On top of that, you can generate land. You can generate landscapes, you can place castles and paste and just brush trees and forests and hills and brooks, and so easily. There is even a movie editor. I don't know exactly how the movie editor works right now. They haven't talked too much about it, but you can take a battle and you can turn it into a cinematic experience. That's pretty cool. In fact, one of the videos they uploaded today about E3, I should say yesterday, but today for me, they uploaded a video that shows the battle they had just uploaded as a cinematic experience. This makes people like me, who make films on games, it's an easy job. It makes us happy. It makes me do a little dance, a little dance. That's not a dance, but you get the point. You can't see it. I'm smiling. It's cool to see them adding these features into games that are more constructive. And I've been talking here for 12 minutes, and I don't even feel I've covered most of it because I've just been talking about how much I enjoy the concept. I'm very excited. There's siege battles. I mean, I like the personal combat, but adding siege to this game makes it even better. You can take down fortresses. You can show your power. Just imagine you're a small-time lord. You hold a very small fief, and some asshole decides to move in on your king's land. He decides to attack your place first. You have built a castle, because you can in this game. You've built a castle, and he starts moving in with a sizable archer force, and you're just like, okay, he's just got archers, that's not that bad, we can handle it. Then he pulls out the battering rams and the trebuchets, and suddenly it's a very different battle. He is going to take down your walls. Now, do you play defensive and wait for him to break something and try to burst his way in, because he'll pick you off? Or do you lead a small regiment of your most trusted, strong soldiers to run around his backside, you jump off the ramparts, you go out there, and you attack him from the side or behind? Do you decide to do that? That's what I love about these games, because it gives you that ability to really, really translate the story of your hero or villain. And then, on top of this, the fidelity of the game is so gorgeous. It's next-gen graphics. Well, I mean, it was next-gen. It's starting to fall apart because, yeah, there's more games coming out, and they look even better. And that's what's awesome about the gaming world, because the graphics, the audio, everything keeps getting better as we progress, as we invent new ways of processing this kind of information on a computer. I guess electronics and computer technologies are the fastest evolving human art right now. There's nothing else that comes close. You can't say, oh, carpentry, yeah, that's really going somewhere today. Not really. It's starting to be replaced very slowly by other things, which is kind of sad. Masonry went away a long time ago. Like, there's still some dedicated people that work with stone and things like that, but you can't really improve much else on that. You just have new people with new ideas and new art forms. You don't have advances in the technology. We're not going to suddenly create a laser disc spinner that creates a monument out of stone overnight. Although, ironically, there are machines that will 3D print stuff into stone. But despite that point, that's not a carpenter that made that. That is a person in the computer field. I'm getting a little bit off the point here. I'm just rambling about it. No, the gaming world, gaming is so heavily affected by this. Cinematography is so heavily affected by this. Movies like Warcraft, Avatar. These movies rely heavily on CG, and I'm not going to say CG is the greatest thing in the world. No, I like movies the old way, where they used to use animatronics and puppetry. But because of our advances in this specific field of technology, we've been able to make things look better, function better, sound better. And Bannerlord definitely shows that off. It definitely shows the evolution from an older game, and it was a while back they made that game, so you have something so old but so good, and then you take it into the new 21st century that's inaccurate as hell, and you've got this game that is just amazing to look at, and it looks like it plays like a dream. It might not play like a dream. I've been wrong before. There have been games that come out and they're just average, but I am truly passionate about it, and that's the point of my channel, is to show my passion for games, to share my love of them with you. And I'm sure many people have probably not watched the rest of this video because they just don't give a shit anymore, but I don't care. I'm still talking about it. I am very excited about Bannerlord, and I almost hate to say it, but I'm not as excited now for Bannerlord because it's almost here. I still want it. I'm still getting it. I'm still doing a series on it. But State of Decay 2 kind of took me by surprise. What was known as Class 4, because the original game was originally called Class 3, Class 4. That was the game that was supposed to be all multiplayer, and it's State of Decay, but you play around with everyone, and this was before the games were even released. Then State of Decay came out, and they said it'll be limited multiplayer, which either means LAN, or you have to have one friend with you, which would have been okay. One of my friends, Dying Legion, we've been friends for years, he got that game specifically to play it with me. They never added in multiplayer. We were very disappointed. I still love the game. I still love State of Decay. In fact, I'm going to do more videos on that as that starts to become a thing. 2017, State of Decay 2 comes out. That game is going to be all about multiplayer. I'm sure you'll be able to play it single player as well, but the big selling factor is it's finally going to be multiplayer. Excited for that. That's not what this video is about, however, so I have to stop myself there. This video is about Bannerlord. One of the greatest things about Bannerlord is they decided to add more of a sandboxy choice system than before, not just with governmental stuff, not just with, oh, I'm gonna kill my king because I want to be king kind of shit and have the kingdom go crazy. You can literally bankrupt people in that game. That's how in-depth it is. On top of this, you can literally customize your weapon. I don't know how many customization options there are for most types of weapons. I do know the sword has a large variety. They've showed that a little bit. You can actually change the width of the blade, the size. You can switch out the pommels. You can switch out the guards. You can change the handles, change the color. You can add a name. And on top of this, everything you do to customize weaponry actually affects how it performs. I kind of hope there's a thing for armor, but I think that'd be a little bit too complicated, just because if you're a huge history buff like me, if you love medieval history, that is, you'll notice there are large varieties of different types of armor and gear, and they vary so greatly in their use, function, and where they were located. So I don't expect to see armor customization. There might be armor dyeing, which would be acceptable. I want to have, like, leather armor with some metal bits and dye it jet black if I'm making an evil character. I want to have that really scary motherfucker on the battlefield with a huge warhorse that you don't want to mess with. Eventually they have to. Those poor foot soldiers have to approach that person because their commander's telling them, you can actually get the enemy team to join you. You can literally get a faction of them to basically just leave their faction. they will turn on their masters. If you're threatening enough, or inspirational enough, or if you're just an evil son of a bitch and you pay them off, it's fascinating, really. I like the dynamics they have going on in the battlefield and out of it. It's really cool. And I'm excited for Bannerlord for just dozens and dozens of reasons. I literally can't think of much else to say other than I'm happy as hell that E3 has at least, even if we don't get a release date or any confirmation on that, because they've been pretty silent about that, but I'm happy as hell that Tailworlds has had the opportunity to, and the desire to tell us more about their game, show us more about their game. I'm sure people at E3 right now are having a blast playing the game or getting more information on it, and you're going to see a lot of videos out there on other channels talking about it. So I'm going to link, if I can remember, I'm going to link some videos here from Tailworlds directly, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for watching if you stuck through the whole thing. I'm sorry, this really isn't much else me just talking, but I felt it was necessary. I've been silent on like making an actual video about this for a while. I was really just waiting for the game to come out, but I can't hold my anticipation any longer. I really want to see this game come out soon, and I'm hoping you're excited for it too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode of whichever game or, you know, anticipation video I happen to make, because there are a few games, and I might do a State of Decay one. Let's gush about State of Decay. Woo! Thank you for watching.